thanks everyone for coming along today. Travis will open up with a few words and then both Travis and Campbell will be available for a few questions. Travis.
Everyone right to go? Yep. Okay. The Gold Coast SUNS and Campbell Brown have today reached an agreement that will be in the best interest of both parties for Campbell and the club to part ways. As you're aware, there was an incident last week in LA between two of our players, Campbell Brown and Stephen May. The club has undertaken a thorough and fair investigation into that incident. The investigation confirmed that Campbell did strike Stephen May, resulting in Stephen having a fractured jaw. I think it's important. There's been considerable speculation, which is understandable, around this incident. We really wanted to gather all the facts before we confirm what occurred. What is important, though, is that the investigation didn't in any way provide any evidence that it was a king hit that took place. That's something very important for both this football club and for Campbell to put on the record. We don't intend to enter into specific details around the incident. However, it's very clear from a club perspective that striking a player is clearly not acceptable. Campbell has let himself and the club down and acted in a manner that's not in line with community expectations nor this club's expectations, and as a result we've left with no choice but to part ways. In doing so, I think it's really important that we recognise the contribution that Campbell has made to this football club. Campbell's a 200-game All-Australian Premiership player. He showed an enormous amount of courage to leave what was an established football club and move up, and like a small number of experienced players, help lead the establishment of this football club. And many people don't see what occurs during the week behind the scenes at a football club, but Campbell has played a very, very important role in the establishment of this football club, and I wouldn't want that to be lost by the events of the last week. We'll continue to provide Campbell with the necessary support and professional networks in order to help him transition to the next part of his career, and in accordance with the terms of the standard playing contract, which is designed to protect the privacy of players. We won't be going into specific details about the incident. Both Campbell and I are happy to take questions.
Is this your retirement, Campbell?
Yes.
Travis, you said it was very clear there was no king hit. There was clearly some provocation from both parties. I understand Stephen May's the victim here, but is he lucky to have escaped any sanction, or will he be sanctioned? I mean, it does take two to tango.
Yeah, so Stephen and Campbell have both spoken, and they've apologised to each other for the roles they played in the incident. There's certainly two people involved in the incident. Stephen's still at home. He's underwent an operation to put two plates in his jaw. We'll certainly have a conversation with Stephen when he turns to the club at the right time about the role he did play and how he may better avoid those situations in the future.
Brownie, I guess it's a leading question, but it's been a rough week for you and all your teammates. How do you feel? Are you happy with the process, and how are you feeling at the moment?
Yeah, obviously I'm really disappointed. It's not the way that any player wants to finish their career, but I think the process the club went through was thorough and very fair. They gathered all the facts, they took their time and made sure that everything was ticked off. And I've been more than happy with the way the process has happened. And obviously, really disappointed about the way it's finished up, but I take full responsibility for my actions on the night, and the actions have consequences, and clearly it's helped finish my career early.
Campbell, was there a thought to play on at another club in the AFL?
No.
How do you want to be remembered, Brandon, as a player?
I think I'm the type of guy that has given everything I've possibly got for two footy clubs. I've left nothing in the tank, and trained as hard as I could and tried to play as hard as I could. Crossed the line a few times, but I think I can walk away from the game with my head held high.
Have you spoken to teammates since you arrived back from the United States about your decision?
I addressed the playing group before this, which was pretty tough, as you can imagine, and just let them know that they've got a fantastic future ahead of them, and there's a lot of success going to be coming this way if the boys keep training, the way they've been training and going about it. It's a great young group, and I really feel that it's going to be highly successful. So I'm just glad I've been able to play a part in it.
Campbell, you played your career with aggression, and a lot of coaches love that aspect of you. It did cost you 27 games in terms of suspension, but do you have a problem off the field? Is this something that's made you think about your own personal approach to incidents and issues? Yeah, look,
I don't think I have a problem, no. There's been a couple of incidents over a 12 or 13 year career, which I don't think it happens all that often, but clearly I've overstepped the mark on occasions, and this latest incident was one of them, and regrettable incident.
Campbell, there's a lot of people in the club, and obviously don't expect everyone to get along with everyone all the time, but was there any sign of the build-up to this maybe during the training camp or anything like that?
No, not at all. Steve and I are friends, and like Travis has alluded to, we've apologised to each other, and I've checked in with him to see how it's been going, pre and post surgery, and we'll continue to be friends.
Yeah, was it a matter of just letting the hair down at the end of 2 weeks of hard training? Is it obviously? Yeah, I think it's just a spur of the moment mistake that if I could go back and change, I would, but you can't do that in life.
Do you have regrets in your career?
No, I don't. No, I think that, like I said before, I've tried to play it as hard as I could. I've tried to play it my way, and I'm pretty proud of what I've achieved with what I see as fairly minimal ability.
Is this event going to hurt your life after footy, Brownie? I mean, where does your future lie in front of you?
Well, it's unexpected. Obviously, I wasn't planning on it, so I'm not too sure how things will pan out. We'll just go away for Christmas with the family, and I suppose work out my life going forward, where that is on the Gold Coast or Melbourne or whatnot. I'm really not too sure, but I'm sure that something will work out.
After your 200, Campbell, you spoke about the fact that you wouldn't mind moving into player management, and you said during that time there's something you're interested in. Is this still something that you might go down that path, even with these issues that have happened?
Yeah, look, it's something that I'd still be keen to doing, and we'll just work our way through things as they pan out. It's obviously all happened so fast, and up until the last 24 hours, I still didn't really know which way we were going. So, those things will look after themselves down the track.
Media gig as well, still something you hope for?
I'm not too sure now. Yeah.
Travis, you had to hear the evidence with what the club has been wanting to stand for and their policy since being introduced in the AFL. Is this a decision you actually had to make?
Yeah, I think Campbell explained it quite well, that there's a whole lot of things we really love about Campbell he's brought to this football club, but there's standards and expectations, and when you cross that line it has consequences, and people make mistakes, but it takes a bit of courage to put your hand up and admit when you made a mistake, and Campbell's done that. I watched him do it in front of the playing group, which takes a lot of courage, and so when people do that, I think others respect that and then move on, and I think Campbell has a significant career ahead of him post-football.
Campbell, you said that you were intending to play on if this incident hadn't happened. How many years do you think you had left in the game before last week?
I was just taking it as a year-by-year thing. Kind of had my head around probably not even going on, but the way the body was going and the way I was playing, I thought I could get another 12 months out, so yeah.
Club footy, any possibility or no footy?
I wouldn't have thought I'd be playing club footy, no. I've loved my time in the game, but body's taken a fair beating, and it might be a good time to give it a bit of a rest.
You did win a premiership in 2008, but is the disappointment doubly because you can see what the Suns might achieve this year and not being a part of it?
Yeah, obviously, club's really building towards making finals, and that would have been a fantastic thing to be a part of. But like I said before, it's not going to happen anymore. I don't want to dwell on it. I've loved my 3 years at the club. I think it's a fantastic place to be around. They're a great bunch of young guys, and I see a big future ahead of them. And just because I'm not going to be here next year doesn't mean I'm not going to be sitting back, barracking for the boys and hoping they do well.
Travis, is it possible for the Suns to plug the gap?
Look, I think I think it's been a sign of the maturity of our playing group. Campbell's got really strong relationships with his teammates, obviously, and they'll miss him, but they also know they've got to move on really quickly. Which is the start of a pre-season. We've got a really big year coming up. There's big expectations around our football club, and the guys know that's going to come down to them, and so they'll deal with this and move on. And I don't see it having an impact in the longer term.
There's no possibility of picking up a rookie?
No, so we've at a point where we've finalised our list, and so there'll be no other changes.
Travis, is the severity of Stephen May's injury been a factor in Campbell Brown's fate?
Yeah, it's a factor.
Brady, will you move back to Melbourne, do you think?
Yeah, like I said, I'm really not too sure what's gonna happen now. It's a bit unexpected by it all, so I'll have to sit down with my management and my new wife and work out a game plan.
Thanks very much, everyone.
Thank you.